What's up, guys? Guys, did you just assume my gender? Hashtag triggered. Anyways, cue the intro! No intros. We're gonna dive into it. I want to talk about offensive shit. What happens, and I want you to play along with me, what happens when you're triggered or offended? Nothing? I'm triggered. I'm offended. So you need to stop whatever it is you're doing. No. If you're angry about something, it is the universe telling you that there's something you need to fix. Not the person saying something. If you are triggered, there's something in you that you need to fix. Not something that somebody else did. See, it doesn't matter if I said something, if whoever said something. It doesn't matter. Want to know why? Because there's hashtag something wrong with you. See, the world operates as your teacher. You just need to pay attention. If you're offended, you're going to continue to be offended until you fix that thing that you need to fix. Once you're at peace, once you're in serenity, or once you're in balance, you will become somebody who doesn't get offended anymore. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me. You can use any language you want against me. You can talk about my mom. You can talk about my kids. You can say whatever you want. Guess what? Doesn't work on me. Sorry, didn't work. It's a little bright, so I'm going to put on the glasses. It doesn't work. Not on me. Good try. Sometimes that's what I'll say. It's like, good try. I mean, I know what you're trying to do. It doesn't work on somebody that's, developed. Somebody that is made. I made myself a greater person. I don't get offended. So, that's something that I used to strive for. I used to get offended very easily. You said something about my parents? Oh, I gotta get mad and fight you. You say something about this person, and that's my friend, so we're in a squirrel. We're in a quarrel. We're in a beef. We're definitely not in a squirrel. Imagine if we're all in just one big squirrel out in the universe somewhere. Anyways. So the point is that I don't get offended. You couldn't get me offended. You couldn't get me worked up. You can say I'm dumb. You can say I'm an idiot. You can say I'm a weakling. I'm a pussy. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Two things. One, let's just go with you know me. Then you know me enough where your words don't matter because I know myself, right? Two, you don't know me. Right? Then you don't know me. Then either way, I know me. Right? And the reason why I said that I was pro fat shaming, I was just going to say shaming in general, really. Pro shaming, pro bullying is because that should help you overcome those feats. If you have not been bullied, right, and stand up to your oppressor, your bully, whoever, right? If you don't stand up for yourself, then you're losing valuable lessons. Once you do, then you understand what line can be crossed, what line cannot be crossed. Again, you can say whatever the fuck you want to offend me or trigger me. Not gonna work. Good try, buddy. What does offend me? Lack of compassion. We're driving down the road, one truck goes in next to the other, they're both covering at the exact same fucking speed, and here we wait. Me and fucking a line of 1,000 people, or more, all waiting for one truck to get around another truck. Because they had to move over real quick and block us all, instead of waiting for us all to get by. So a 63 mile an hour truck with a 63 and a quarter mile an hour truck taking up the lanes, because one truck's going to be faster going up the hill, one's going to be faster going down the hill, and one's pushing ahead a little bit, the other one's going to push ahead once you go down that hill. You know what I'm getting at? Lack of compassion making me slam on my brakes when I'm going 80. That's what I'm triggered, offended about. Action. Things that people do. Compassion. When you have lack of compassion for others, there's a problem. See, I don't care what you do in your free time. I don't care how it affects you. But once you do something to affect another human being negatively, I have a problem. Other than that, what are we doing? Nothing. You're telling me I'm a pussy, let's say, right? Yeah, okay. Well, this is what I encourage you to do. Stand up to the plate. Let's see if your fisticuffs are better than mine. Doubt it, but there are people that are a lot more skilled in martial arts than me. So maybe yeah, maybe no. One way to find out. Well, by calling me a pussy when I already know myself, somebody that is trained in martial arts, somebody who is working out right now, it's like I know myself. That's just an example. You can say anything to me. You can say something about my mom. What's that going to do at the end of the day? I'm still going to go to my mom's house, say, hey, how you doing, Mom? I'm still going to take a shower, go to bed. I'm still going to eat. Nothing changes in my life, right? Nothing. So what happens when you're offended? Nothing. Whether you are angry or you avoid him. Just like, he's an idiot. Now I know where we stand. See, have you ever heard the words, the wise move in silence, or the wise person always listens instead of speaks? Stuff like that, right? There's a reason for that. See, when somebody's yapping, chances are they do have lower IQ in a conversation. If they're trying to offend you, whether that being spoken or whatever, if they're trying to offend you, what are they doing? They're trying to get you worked up. They're trying to do something bad to you. And there's only one way that those words hit you. If you align to them, if you agree to the definitions of those words and agree, in essence, what that person is saying. That's the only reason. Somebody could say you're a piece of shit, and if you're offended, that means you agreed. Yes, I am a piece of shit, but I'm angry that you told me the truth. That's basically it. See, because if they're talking nonsense or bullshit, why would that offend you? That's like saying to me, hey man, Santa Claus really exists, man. He's still up there at the North Pole. I'm going to be like, bullshit. Right? I'm not going to be like, Santa Claus isn't real. Wah! You know what I'm getting at? So it's either they are telling the truth, and if you get triggered by that, then there's something you need to fix. Therefore, again, why I'm pro-shaming, pro-bullying, you have actually found something that you need to work on. You understand what I'm getting at? So, again, going back to the wise, do nothing, or not do nothing, but stay silent, stay quiet. It's because you're listening, you're thinking, you're evaluating, you're understanding, right? And the problem that we have with people is that we do not listen to understand, we listen to reply. And once we stop that listening to reply attitude and we listen to understand, we will understand our faults. The Socratic method, know thyself. The reason why that's so important, amongst many, one reason why that's so important, is because you can self-evaluate. You can self-identify. You can understand what applies and how to make those necessary changes. But until you know yourself, then you're gonna listen to reply. Listen to just make a comeback. Your mama's so fat. Yeah, your mama. Ah! What are you getting at? What are you doing? Don't. I'm sure you've heard, two wrongs don't make a right. So, what are you trying to accomplish? When you're triggered, I just want you to stop talking. # triggered. All right. So what? See, If it is the truth, then my encouragement to you is to say it properly instead of like an asshole or bitch. Say it properly, right? Like, okay, so my mom. I love my mom to death. Not gonna lie to her. So, I'm also not trying to make her offended. I'm not trying to make her triggered. Right? But what do I do with her? I literally will let her say something that I know is delusional. Or, you know, we all do it. I do it too. I'll say something without thinking about it. And I'll be like, I didn't mean that. That actually doesn't make sense, or that's probably not logical, right? So, like, if my mom is just an example, you can insert any family member or friend here. My mom would say something like, I don't know, you name it. And I'll be like, wait a minute, you sure about that? Because the evidence of this to this to this. And instead of just letting her have it, right? Instead of her just letting her have it because I love her, we both grow from it. We both learn. We learn something from each other. And we both grow. The reason why that's important, instead of getting just triggered and hashtagged and all this other shit, is because we grow. What happens when you're offended? No one grows. No one expands their consciousness. Nobody learns anything other than, hey, this person is incapable of growing, of learning, of strengthening themselves mentally, physically, whatever, spiritually, because they're offended. Instead of having a rational, logical argument, using reason, evidence, we have a problem where you said something that triggered me, I want you to shut up, or else. And there's a problem with that, because no one grows, no one understands, and it becomes the la 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 la, I can't hear you bullshit. I told this story probably a couple times on my YouTube channel, and I'm still bewildered at this. The more I understand it, the more I'm still bewildered at this. I was talking to somebody at Home Depot when I worked at Home Depot 4 years ago, and we were in the break room. And me and my team, we were merchandisers, we're talking, and I was saying, man, they were wondering why, something about tattoos. I'm like, man, I don't get tattoos, man. I don't put a Ferrari or a bumper sticker on a Ferrari. I don't do any of that stuff, man. I actually value myself. But I do feel bad for people that put their boyfriend's name on their neck or whatever it is, or girlfriend's, and then they break up a month later, and then it's like, you got that shit for life. Like, it's, and I was like, just talking about that. And hashtag Trigger shows up with fucking pink hair to the side, just fucking straight libtard looking, short hair girl. And you know what happens with short hair. I've said this on my channel. When you cut your hair short, you lose a piece of yourself, a little bit of essence. You lose your balance, especially as a woman. Your vibration and frequency is going to be off, and any empath from a mile away is going to be able to detect it. So, anyways, the point is, she was off, and she immediately is like, starts bitching about me. I'm like, what? I'm not talking about you. And I look down, and she has tons of tattoos. I'm like, what? I'm talking about me. I'm talking about people who make bad decisions when they make tattoos. And if that applies to you, now this isn't what I'm saying, but I'm like, what's going on here? Everyone's like, shh, she's angry at you. And then my boss got involved. And I'm like, what? I didn't say anything to her. I didn't even see her at the end of the table. I didn't even know she was there. But here's the thing. I don't care if you're offended. Because A, what did I say in the beginning? One, you either know that's true, right? I'm saying something that's true, and let's say it applies to you. It's something you need to fix. Not the words, not the messenger, right? Come on. Or two, it doesn't apply to you. It's false, it's fake news. Then, hey, just like you don't fucking beat up the guy who tells you that Santa Claus is still real. Right? It's like, you're saying something that's stupid, right? Get out of here. Or three, you can actually debate and be like a real individual with communication skills. No, we shouldn't communicate. You said something that triggered me, now you're cut off. Yep, I'm the moral high ground now, you're cut off, you fucking evil vampire from the depths of the fucking, I don't know, abyss. Anyways, so when you are triggered, what happens? You either come to self-realization of something you need to fix, therefore it's something that you were unable to think of on your own, that information was applied into real life, you notice real information that can help you, and you make the change. Again, wise people wouldn't have been triggered. Wise people didn't have to, you said something. No. It's a big thing on the right to call the left snowflakes, right? Oh, you're snowflakes, you're just whiny, bitchy little fucking kids and blah, blah, blah. You've noticed this, come on, you're probably on the right too, you probably agree, yeah, all those libtards are all snowflakes. Come on, it works both ways. You're both fucking snowflakes. You're both snowflakes. Here's the thing, yeah, the left will whine about some bullshit and then hashtag triggered and all that shit and be like, you're offending me, blah, 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 shut up. There is rape culture. There's you know what I'm talking about, right? The right does the same shit. If you just sit back and listen objectively to the right, you should have heard what they said about Trump. They should be, blah, 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 blah. They should shut up. Hashtag triggered themselves, right? They do the same shit. Now, why is it that human beings who pick sides are constantly triggered? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, dude, if somebody said something about my kid, dude, I'm going to whoop their ass. I know what you're getting at. Here's the thing. Somebody says something about your kid, who cares? You just don't hang out with that person. If that person sticks around, then kick their ass. They'll be like, dude, what are you doing here? Get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. And they want to stick around. Oh, your kid's really fucking. Then whoop their ass, right? But it goes back to, are they saying something correct? Like, hey, your kid sucks at football. No, he doesn't. He's good. Everyone needs a trophy, asshole. You know what I'm getting at? Like, what are you doing? What are you accomplishing? Is anyone growing? Is anyone getting better? Nah. Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. This is the real issue at hand. The issue is, if you are in balance, in sync of yourself, then who gives a fuck what words are said? The only way that you can be having a curse be placed on yourself is if you surrender to the words. And the one way that you can surrender is by believing those words, being triggered by those words having an impact on you. I've heard this from couples all the time. We've been married for 15 years and he just said this to me. And then she'll repeat it 13 times. This word, those words have been placed in her head or his head. You can flip-flop whatever way you want. The words that keep repeating in your head and you're getting triggered and more offended and pissed at those words. I can't believe she said that. Like she said whatever, right? Those words are going to haunt you, put a curse on you, and those words, how the tonality of how it was given, the feelings that you had when it was given, your definition of the words that were given, all of those things play a role of how those words are going to be taking place in your life and affecting you as a curse till that curse is lifted. How is that curse lifted? You stop giving power to the spell. You can say anything and it can become a spell. But it's only when you give it meaning and power and purpose. That's why, as you probably know this, I'm not a religious person. But I see the power in prayer. It is a powerful tool. When many people come together and everyone hears words, like one person prays, 5 people are with that person, right? So 6 people all thinking about the words and agreeing to the words. That chanting, the powers of those words start to manifest and become powerful. But here's the thing. They're only powerful if you make them powerful. If your intention is to make them powerful. If those words were not powerful, what are you doing getting triggered? Come on. Let's go to offensive language. Let's talk about fuck and shit and cunt. Now, the one word I don't say is the N-bomb, right? And I don't know why I don't say it. It doesn't offend me. It offends somebody, and I don't care if it offends you. I don't care if cunt offends you. Now, the one thing that I do obey, and the only thing that I obey when it comes to language, is morality, right? I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. A, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. B, if a parent, let's say, has their kid around, I will be... Sorry, I'm looking at the road. Give me a second. Road work. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, if I'm around a kid and the parents around, and I know I should be, I might, choose my words more wisely and stuff like that. So here's the thing. Other than that, I don't care about your feelings if you're over the age of 15. All right? I think you're old enough to understand language, because by 13 you want to fuck. All right? By 13, if you haven't fucked, or 15, let's just go with 15. If you don't have a desire to fuck or shoot guns or do adult things and have a beer, smoke a cigarette or whatever, then you're probably, I don't know. At 15, you're good to hear language, right? All language is a way to communicate. That's all it is. Now, again, there's a million one ways to say the word fuck. I fucking hate you. Okay, I hate you. Not much of an impact. But fucking hate you becomes the tonality, how the word is used, adding the word fuck in front of it, becomes a whole different thing. A whole different understanding of what that is. Holy fuck. Fucking Border Patrol going nuts. I'm down here 20 miles from the Mexican. I'm actually going to be literally on the border road here in about 27 miles. Anyways, Border Patrol's going nuts. Offensive. Offensive things, man. Words in particular. If I say the word fuck in a certain way, it's not the word that's the problem, it's how it is used. See, if I say the word murdered, like, hey, yeah, my buddy got murdered the other day, going to his funeral, you use the word murdered. But I'm gonna murder you becomes obviously a whole different fucking thing. That's a threat, right? It becomes a whole different thing. It's how you use it. It was just the word. You understand what the word is. You understand how I used it, my tonality. Watch my video on communication if you want to dive more into tonality and what you can pick up and stuff. I have a few videos on communication. And actually, no, I was going to dive into something else, but I do that sometimes. I want to go off subject for like an hour. Holy fuck, we're already 24 minutes. So, I don't know. I wanted to make this one a short one, but I just wanted to explain to you what happens when you're offended. Nothing. The only thing that affects you is what you let affect you, right? So, just like I'm pro-bullying, pro-fat shaming, all that stuff, those words should power you, empower you. Those words should be strengthening you. And if they're not strengthening you, they're hurting you. So what are you doing? You going to be triggered? Because that clearly didn't help anything. Oh, I can't just hear it. I can't hear it. Well, you're weak. Then you need people to keep coming into your life to strengthen you. See, the world, the universe has this unique way of constantly testing you. And until you pass the test, they're going to just keep testing you, right? Whether you like it or not. Actually, if you do like it, then it's going to be what it is. And if you don't like it, then you could change it, meaning that you can fix the problem. See, just like all my videos on happiness, right? I always used to talk about happiness, all the signs and keys to happiness. Here's the main point of happiness. Your spouse isn't going to give that to you. They can only heighten it. Winning the lottery can't give you happiness. They can only increase it a little bit, right? So it only can pull the chain a little bit of your happiness. But what gives you happiness? You. What can get you offended? You. What can not get you offended? You. You are the underlining manipulation of being offended. And being offended is weird, isn't it? It just basically means that, hey, I'm a fucking weakling. Mentally, probably physically, and definitely spiritually. Right? Mentally and spiritually, you for sure can't handle it. And if you can't handle that, then you're probably weak physically too. Because if you can't handle a little bit of emotion or words, imagine what happens when you're encountering like a grizzly bear. You'd be into a fetal position immediately. You can't handle it. It's too much for you. You're just gonna heave over and let it eat your insides while you're alive. Hey. Why? Because you chose to not grow. You chose to not be able to argue and ever be able to articulate your arguments and your ability to understand and reason. Therefore, you try to silence the people that are actually doing you the most justice. Again, if they're speaking the truth, they're speaking the truth. It's something you need to figure out and listen. Be more wise. 2, they don't know what they're talking about. Then you just walk along. No problem. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. Yeah, if somebody said something about my kid, it's always going to go back to that shit, right? Or if they say something about me at a bar, or if I'm in a bad mood, you know what that is? You're weak. You're a fucking pussy. Hashtag I'm offended. You don't call me a pussy. You can't handle your emotions. You're a fucking little girl. You're a kid. You've never grown up. I don't care how old you think you are. You're still a fucking child. You're not an adult. If you're triggered or offended, you're not an adult. Sorry. Good try. Better luck next year? No. Fix it. You have issues. Fix your issues. Or, I guess you're just going to be a pussy. Nobody else is going to... Nothing's falling out of the sky to unpussify you. Except for you. Learn how to just deal with words, man. Remember, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. How easy a philosophy. Oh, it's just words. Oh, it's just words. Wait, those words didn't really hurt me. Oh my God. I didn't let it hurt me, and it didn't hurt me. Oh my God. It's life-changing, isn't it? They said something bad about Trump. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? You like Trump? Or you don't? Who cares? It's somebody else's opinion. I can't believe this person had an opinion on this that was different than mine. Who cares? We're not robots. We're not all programmed the exact same, even though they're trying. They are definitely trying to copy-paste us. But here's the thing. The most beautiful people are the most unique individuals. People that aren't afraid to be themselves. Regardless of who you offend. Be yourself. Your authentic, genuine self. That is beautiful. Add some compassion in your life with what I was saying, because obviously I'm not telling you to go offend people and be like, well, Opex says, this is exactly what you need to hear. You know what I'm getting at? Just be nice to people. And if they're offended when you're just trying to be nice or you have an opinion on something, that's something they need to work on, not you. Anyways, that's enough for this video. Stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. It's Opex. I'm out. See you.